Morning, dear friends. The sun is shining so fresh and beautiful today again. And I think that I believe that everybody feels Thei's presence very strongly in our way of walking and sitting, breathing, enjoying the beauty of nature. We are in the beginning of winter retreat, but actually we are also in the mid of autumn. The leaves are just starting to change, and up ahead is so beautiful. The sunrise so beautifully. I like to sing. I offer you a song, and this song is written by the poem is written by Thầy, and I put it into music. I sang for Thầy just not too long ago at the hospital. The song is something like this. The wind is still blowing. Do you notice, my dear? The rain from afar is the continuation of the cloud nearby. The sun is shining from afar for the earth to reveal the clear blue sky. I am still going and coming in freedom. Being and non-being, birth and death, is no longer a concern. Your step, my dear. Please walk with freedom, with joy. The moon is always remain as the moon. It's neither round or quickly round or not round. Whether the moon is round or not round, it doesn't affect the moon because it's always the moon. It's free from both round and not round idea. So I sing in Vietnamese because ta vẫn còn đến đi thong dong, có không còn mất chẳng băn khoăn, bước chân con hãy về thanh thản, không tròn không khuyết một vầng trăng. Gió vẫn còn bay, con biết không? Khi mưa xa tiếp áng mây gần, hạt nắng từ cao rơi xuống thấp, cho lòng đất thấy bầu trời trong. I think I started a little higher. Ta vẫn còn đến đi thong dong, có không còn mất chẳng băn khoăn, bước chân con hãy về thanh thản, không tròn không khuyết một vầng trăng. Gió vẫn còn bay, con biết không, khi mưa xa tiếp áng mây gần, hạt nắng từ cao rơi xuống thấp, cho lòng đất thấy bầu trời trong. Ta vẫn còn đến đi thông dong, có không còn mất chẳng băn khoăn, bước chân con hãy về thanh thản, không tròn không khuyết một vầng trăng. It's a beautiful, beautiful song, poem. When I always sing this song to remind me to practice my step, my breathing, and also to see the no birth and no death of our teacher. You know, because when we love him too much, we have a tendency to cling on him and grasp him as someone that we want him to be alive all the time with us. But that cannot be applied to the reality. And one day they have to hide himself in that form. But we need to learn how to touch his true nature. And I have never been experiencing the winter retreat like this one. I feel the energy of the Sangha is so strong and everybody is practicing very well. I see those who are always like sneaking out of the daily schedule. They sleep in and not attending very often. But in this winter retreat, I see that those brothers are coming to the sitting and walking and other schedule so diligently. So I feel that in this occasion, that is an opportunity for all of us and for our Sangha to really have a chance to see who we are and what we are. And to prove that even without Thầy, we can continue the path. And I feel very grateful for our lay members, lay friends who are coming in this retreat in the winter. Just the beginning, and I see already like so many of lay friends coming to the retreat, even though then you know that Thầy is physically not in the campus. And especially this winter retreat, we have so many young people. So many young friends who are coming to practice and to support the Sangha. You know, winter retreat is mean we learn how to stay in one place. In Vietnamese, it's called an cư, it means to dwell peacefully in one place. And that is why when we begin we have the counting stick ceremony. We count the numbers of members who are staying here and practice throughout 3 months. And we are all asked to stay in a boundary to practice. So we have the meditation hall as a boundary where we recite mindfulness trainings and the practice, but we also have the great boundary, where we stay in the boundary so that we can be protected and can be supported in our practice, in our growing and progressing, progressing in the practice. We know so well that living in the city, in an environment where not so many people are practicing, and there are so many destructive images and sound, and we can be carried away by these things, and our mind can be polluted through our six senses, our eyes, our ear, our nose, our mouth, our body, our mind can be polluted by the negativities of the things out there. So staying in the boundary, in an environment where it's so safe and there's only practicing, and the people in the boundaries, they're always they're trying to practice mindful walking, mindful sitting, mindful speaking, and so on. And we invent our place in a way that it can be supporting for our practice, so that we can help the good seeds in us grow. Last week we learned, our most venerable taught us how to practice diligent. And diligent practice is the true diligent practice is mean that when the seeds of negativity is not manifesting in us, we try to practice and not to allow these seeds to be watered, so that they will not grow. And when the negative seeds, unwholesome seeds, has been manifested in our mind, we practice in a way so that we can bring it back to the form of seeds, back to our store consciousness, so that it will not disturb us. And the third is when the seeds of wholesome seeds, beautiful seeds, has not been manifested up into our mind, we try to practice so that we can allow the seeds to grow. The seed of joy, of happiness, of mindfulness, of concentration, of insight, of love, understanding to grow. Because we know that when the seeds grow, it makes us happy, and it will make other people around us happy. And when the seeds, the wholesome seeds, has not yet manifested, we try to practice. When the wholesome seed grow, manifested in our mind, we practice in a way so that we help it to be maintained in our mind as long as we can, because they are good seeds and they bring us happiness, peace and joy. So the winter retreat is to help us to stay in one place and to live, but not just stay in one place, not just dwelling in a peaceful place, but we learn how to walk peacefully. We learn how to breathe peacefully. We learn how to lie down peacefully. We learn how to sit peacefully. Basically, we learn to do everything with peace, with mindfulness, with joy. And that's something we can do. In our, I stay in Dharma Breeze. the Sangha, I just moved out 2 days ago. And it's been 14 years before, in the last 14 years, before that I had a chance to stay in that hut. And I've been traveling and living abroad here and there, so I come back. I'm now based in Thailand, but I come back here just for a short time. So I have a chance to stay in that Dhamma place and in the bathroom, not a bathroom, in a toilet room. There's a verse. I wrote it down here, so I'd like to share to you. A teacher cannot give you the truth. The truth is already in you. You need only to open your body and mind. You know, in our Vietnamese tradition, when the people come to the temple, they come. Part of it is they want to practice, you know, to pray and to chant and to do things to make merit. But very big part of it, they come to the monastery or the temple is to look for monks or nuns or teachers and to hang out with. They don't need to practice very much. They only need to come and meet the monk, and they will feel satisfied. And in our tradition, normally when they come, we ask them to practice. We expect them to come and practice, not to meet monks. Yeah. Because we know that if they just come to the practice center and just have a desire to meet a monk or a nun and to have some tea and some cookie and talk, and then they go home, they get nothing out of it. Yeah. What we want is to really expect them to really master the practice, so that when they are here, they're practicing, and when they go home, they continue to practice, because we know that the practice help transforming ourselves, healing ourselves, and liberate us from suffering, afflictions. And if they don't learn that, then it will not help them. And the time we spend together is a waste of time. But I know when you are coming here, especially the Westerner, you are coming to practice, not to meet Thais and to meet monks or nuns and to have some tea and to talk about what is going on out there in IS or DS or whatever. So I always remind myself that even I've been practicing very in the last somewhat 20 years, but I always remind myself that I have to learn how to take refuge in the Dharma and not to take refuge in a person, even Thầy. Because if we just take refuge in Thầy, in his and we don't pay attention to his teaching and practice, then we will feel lost when Thầy is no longer there physically. So it is important to come and ask the monks and nuns how I can learn to understand the Dharma and to put it into practice, so that I can explore the truth within myself. Because when we found the truth, when we experiencing the true reality of life, then it helps us to release and to be liberated from our fear, anger, worries, frustration, dissatisfactories. And what is the truth? We learn that Thầy have taught us many months, many years about the teaching of interbeing, of non-self, of impermanence. And we heard it so many times. And still, when something's happened to us, we are not able to touch this insight to help us to be solid and to be free and to let go of our fear and worries, anxiety. So learning how to touch the truth, that is the most concern of a monk or nuns or a practitioner. You know, in every sutra that is recorded, spoken by the Buddha and recorded in the book, the last sentence is always saying something like, the most important task of a monk or nuns has been done. And he or she no longer return to the world of suffering, of craving, of anxiety, fear, worries, and so on. The world of samsara. And that is the most concern, the deepest desire of a monk or nun, of a practitioner. And if we put that into our hearts, then we know how to invest enough of our energy and time and youth so that we can really practice it and experiencing it. And not about the most concerned thing is not about building a big temple, a beautiful monastery, or organizing many wake-up retreats, or organizing retreats. It's not that. When we are not happy, when we are not free, when we are not, we don't have joy and happiness, whatever we do is not valuable. No matter how professional you are in organizing retreat or giving beautiful Dhamma talk. So this is very important, and that we all have to put it into our hearts as something that is the most important things, and that it's become a very strong energy that pushes us to practice. And when we have this deep, most concern in our life, and we know that the most important things that we need to do is to transform ourselves and to learn how to liberate ourselves. Then the way we walk, the way we sit, the way we talk, the way we eat, is always in that state, in that state of mind. Otherwise, we just pay attention to very daily things, and we can get upset, angry, frustration. Oh my God, I have to stay with this lady. I had to share a room with so many strangers, and they are so annoying, and their attitude is not very pleasant, and she's like that and he's like that. We're just coming to the monastery and continue to label things. we continue to complain. And we continue to feel that we are not lucky. But actually, we are so lucky. We have so many opportunities. And we have to take that opportunity in hand so that we can really enjoy the practice and transform ourselves. We know so well that the world out there need our harmony, our peace, our togetherness. And this is a great place that we can do that. And when we are able to do that, the world will have hope. In order for the truth to reveal itself for us, all we have to do is to open our body, open our mind. The world is full of wonders. We only need to open our eyes and we can touch the wonders of life. I've been enjoying so much the fresh air here. Yeah. The beautiful colors and the sunrise. Every place has its own particular, its own specialties. In Thailand, we don't have such fresh air like here. Yeah. It's very hot and humid. But in here, we have a wonderful fresh air and a little cold, and make it special. And if we let go, if we are able to let go of our worries, of our fear, of our complaining, and so on, we can touch these wonderful elements of life in us and around us. And I know that many of us have listened to this many times. It's really like polluting our ears with the words. And sometimes, but not necessarily that we can really touch that. And that is why in Zen tradition, there's a master talking about no birth and no death. And the teacher and the student, he speak about that many times. And then he said that I hurt my mouth of speaking this. And the student said, oh, I hurt my ears of listening to it. So I have to go to the bathroom, to the river and cleanse my ear. So we have to clean our ears, we have to clean our mind, so that life can be touched. If we hold on to this idea, thinking, and worries, and fear, and so on, even fear of Thầy will pass away, we're going to touch life, we cannot touch Thầy in his true reality. And it's very easy. I think it's not difficult. You know, when especially these days, the other day, our monastic day, and we asked, when you think of a winter retreat, what comes first in your mind? And what comes first in my mind is that my step and my breathing. And I've been enjoying walking and breathing, and I really touch him, touch Thầy in the step I make and in the breath I take. because that's the only thing that I can really touch. And to feel that He is there in the breathing and in the walking. And we know as monastic and as lay, we know that he enjoys walking a lot. I think he's the most person in this earth enjoying walking. So every time you take a walk, you can walk for him, and you can walk down the pine forest grove. He always enjoyed walking through that, down Senha and back, and enjoying the beauty of the trees and the sunshine, the Buddha's statue down the hill. So, and be one with these things. Be one with the sunshine, be one with the trees. And there are many trees that are planted by his, like pine tree and the pine tree over there, and all the other cedar tree. They are our elder brothers. Thầy has planted them long time ago, somewhat more than 30 years ago. So they has been here before us. And touch the tree, you can touch Thầy in his beautiful presence. And mindfulness help us to do that. So we can just learn to open our mind, open our body. And there you are in the moment, and you can touch life in its as they are. Not difficult. So meditation is not something very complicated. It's just simple as we eat the pizza, drinking a cup of coffee. You know, people think that when you come here, you have to sit very, a lot, so that you will become something. You're coming here with a load of suffering, and you're coming here just I want to transform it, I want to get it out so that I can be a happy person. Actually, you don't have to do that. Allow things as they are. All we have to do is just make a step, take a breath, open our eyes, open our hearts, and things will gradually be put into order. We don't have to do much. We don't have to have a tendency that I have to sit in order to transform this. No. Actually, when you do that, you suffer more. And this is a very basic principle. It's just like when you breathe, just breathe. You don't have to breathe like this and breathe like that. You don't have to breathe in long, breathe out long, in hoping to become a Buddha soon. Actually, when you breathe like that, you breathe and you want to breathe the way it should be like this and should be like that. You are practicing incorrectly. And you will feel more pain. You feel more suffering when you practice. And you may think that, the monks and the nuns here didn't give a clear instruction. So, in meditation, we learn how to stop. That is the first practice. And the second aspect is to learn how to observe to look deeply into the hearts of reality. And you might think that, oh, I have to learn how to stop first and then looking deeply after. But that is not the truth. When you practice stopping, the process of deep looking is also emerge at the same time. And the more you are able to stop, to calm yourself and to feel peaceful and tranquil in your body, in your mind, deep looking become very deep so that you can understand things clearly. And mindfulness is the key. Mindfulness helps us to take care of our body and our mind, help us to open our body and our mind, so that we can be fully alive and fully there in the present moment. And that is the first function of mindfulness, is to be truly there. Because in our daily life, we can be pulled away by worries, fear, anxiety, sorrow, plan concerning the past, the future. Or we can lock ourselves in regrets, guilt. And we know so well that everything is impermanent, have no self. But we still cling to this as something exists as a self permanently. And we're not able to let go and to be there in a moment so that we can really live our life and touch the wonders of life. You know that we are here and we are so well protected by the energy of practice of Sangha. And we have to learn how to deal with the situation of Thei's illness. But actually the people out there, they have a lot of worries. They have a lot of confusion because they don't know what is happening to Thầy and what happened after if Thầy passed away. But we are here, it seems that nothing is happening. Everything remains so peaceful and solid. And if we are not practicing, if we are not mindful, we allow this fear and confusion and so on, worries, occupy us, then we lose ourselves. We become not at peace with ourselves. And we are not in a moment. And that is not something that Thầy wants us to do. He wants us to do is to walk mindfully, to sit mindfully, to breathe mindfully, and to be there in a moment so that we can touch life in its beauties. So mindfulness, when you take an in breath and out breath, or you take a step, you can bring your mind back to your body and make it become one. When your mind and your body are together, you are there in a moment, and you can learn how to stop your thinking. It's not very easy to stop our thinking. We think all the time. We think non-stop. I have that habit energy too. It's not easy. I've been practicing for 20 years and I'm still working on my thinking. And actually when you become when you come back to your breathing and you breathe relaxingly, naturally, and fully aware of your in-breath and out-breath, and stay with your in-breath and out-breath, then slowly your thinking will weaken and it will stop. Because we know that when we think a lot and we worry a lot, it drains our energy out of our body. And we feel tired, we feel stressful, we feel tense. And stress and tension bring many different kind of illness to our body and also distract our mind. So learning how to stop our thinking, stop our worries, that is the way we can preserve our energy. We bring in element of peace, of joy, of healthiness to our body, to our mind. And we don't have to sit there and worry about Thầy. Thầy always reminds us, don't worry for me. Yeah. Take care of yourself. And when we learn how to take good care of ourselves, then we take good care of Thầy. And if we are taking good care of ourselves, we take good care of our brother and sister and our friends. We also take good care of Thầy. Because He is there present in every one of us. If we don't do that, we have no hope, no future. Because the Sangha body is the manifestation of Thầy. And that is the most valuable legacy of Thầy. Not about the wisdom about non-self and interbeing and emptiness. Yeah, it's the Sangha. So when you breathe in and you breathe out, and you become with the in-breath and out-breath, you bring in peace and harmony to your body, to your mind. And that is the first and the second exercise that is taught by the Buddha in the Sutra of the 16 mindful exercise. Breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. Breathing in, I follow my in-breath all the way through. Breathing out, I follow my out-breath all the way through. It is simple, but it's not easy to practice. Yesterday, the brother told me that, can you share about the basic practice to the Sangha? And the first thought that comes to my mind is, wow, this is difficult. We call it basic, but actually it's very difficult because it's not easy to maintain our breathing and walking and sitting and so on. Because our mind have a tendency to fly. And when we are able to, with the in-breath and out-breath, and we stop our thinking, and we bring our mind back to our body, and we are there in the present moment, we recognize a lot of different things. We know what is happening in ourselves and surrounding us. Positive and negative. We learn how to recognize and touch many wonderful elements of life, but we also learn that there are thinking, worries, fear, tension, stress in our body, in our mind. And we learn how to take care, to embrace, and to release. To practice, it's just a matter of letting go. And when we are not clinging to anything, when we are not grasping to something, then we are free. But the habit energy of grasping, holding on to things is so strong. It's been there for many, many generations. And it's not so easy to let go. So just pay attention to the breathing and be one with the breath. Then suddenly you are silent your mind and you are in that moment. The let go happening at the same time when you breathe mindfully. And you can breathe all the time, wherever you are, wherever you walk. When you walk, when you sit, when you are in the shower, when you are lying in bed, the breathing is always happening. And that is why, and when you are mindful of your breath, you are guarded, you are protected, and your six senses will be protected by mindful breathing, and that is a living Dharma. I take refuge in the Dharma. The Dharma is not just about the words that you find in the books, in tips, but the Dharma is the breathing. And I help you, guide you, protect you, guard you, so that you do not fall into wrong thinking, worries and fear, confusion. So when we come to Plum village, we learn that. We learn how to master our breathing. And we learn how to master our step. So when we walk, we learn how to walk peacefully. And we can combine our step with our breath. Breathing in, I make 2 steps or 3 steps. Breathing out, I make 3 steps or 5 steps. Depends on our lungs that allow us to make our step with the combination of our breath. And if you're not so good at combining the two, you can just pay attention to just one, with either the breath or the step. And when you put your awareness to the step or your breath, you learn how to stop like that. And walking like that, we cultivate the energy of mindfulness. And if we maintain our mindfulness long enough, then concentration will be born. Actually, concentration is the extension of mindfulness after moment after moment. And when we are concentrated and when we are mindful, we have a very powerful energy that helps us break through and see things clearly as they are. And these are the 3 holy energies that are there within us. This is and if we want to touch the Buddha, if we want to touch Thầy, if we want to touch ourselves, the truth, we learn how to cultivate this beautiful energy so that it can grow. If we're coming here, we are walking like a maniac. If we walk carelessly, we make nothing. And we are not in Plum village. It's not about burning an incense and chanting a lot to pray for Thầy, but it's about how to make our step mindfully. It's more difficult in the winter, where the weather is cold and we have a tendency to walk very fast. So we have to wear warm enough in order for us to really enjoy our step. I remember when we were in Deer Park, when we monks, and in the early morning we go hiking, and we walk, a group of monks, and we walk very fast, and we talk. walk and talk. And then we didn't know in the dark, Thầy appeared himself. And he has a bird, and he pressed the bird. And when we heard the sound, oh my God, he is there. And all of us was like we are in highway and then driving 1 hour, 120 kilometers per hour, like stopping, and it's like crashing our shoes, and we became silent. And then we heard his voice, You shouldn't talk when you walk. Do one thing at a time. So when we really investing our energy and time into the practice and really walk. And if we do that, we are able to do that individually and collectively, then we know that we have the future and we are in a position to continue Thay's path. Otherwise, it will die out. And not only monks and nuns continue Thay's path, we all continue Thay's path in our different manifestations. So when we come to Plum village, we learn to master the step and the breathing. There are many things that we can do to practice. There are many other basics, but I think if we just master the breath and the step, is already good enough to continue our teacher. You know that there was nuns in Vietnam, and she built a stupa. And in the stupa has many rooms. But a room in the center, she built it for Thầy in a stupa in Hanoi. And she asked Thầy to write calligraphy, something to post there so that people know that it is Thầy. So he wrote to her a sentence, and that is something, if she needed to put there, then this sentence, she need to put it there. And the sentence is like, there is nothing inside. But also there is nothing outside either. So we have a tendency to grasp. And then he said another sentence, but if there is something, that something should be the step and the breathing. So when we come to Plum village, we don't, as I said, if we are truly a practitioner, We come, we don't look for Thầy physically, but we learn how to walk and how to breathe. And we can do that. So when we walk, at first we learn how to stop, how to relax, how to release the tension when we breathe, when we walk, how to touch the wonders of life. Yeah. But if we walk very deeply, more profoundly, with strong mindfulness and concentration, we can touch the deep, the true reality of life. It's just like when you have an awareness and you say that you feel that Thầy is walking your feet, then you touch His true reality. You touch the nature of no birth, no death, no self. You touch the interbeing nature of life, and you can be free. And what if Thầy pass away tomorrow? You will not be afraid. You will not fear, because you have Thầy in your feet. And not only you. You look around and someone walk like that, you see that Thầy is there. And to me, I have learned and I've been looking deeply and I see that I don't have to be Thầy. We can be ourselves, and we can be Thầy in His spirit. The water is always the water, but the water doesn't have to be in the ocean or the bottle. The water, when it is in the ocean, but it can be a lake, can be the rain, can be the river, can be in a cup. But it's the water, and it has its own beauty, its own value. So when we walk and we become mindful and we see that, we touch that, we can be a happy person, we can be free. And if the people out there in a different a little bit everywhere in the world and has been practicing Thay's tradition, and if they do like that, they can create peace and they can be free and happy. And that way, that is the most important things that I think Thầy would like us to do. Every night I spend some time. I try. Some nights I was occupied, but most of the nights I try to have some moments I can write down. I write things to Thầy, and I share about things that are happening, around me and in the Sangha and so on and so on. And it's a beautiful practice. And I feel so clear that when I write it, I feel that Thầy was reading it. And I really feel the energy. and I feel very peaceful with myself. So, but actually, when you walk mindfully like that, you can also experiencing a lot of things. When you breathe mindfully, you can also experiencing a lot of beautiful things. And I just learned that I'm not allowed to go to Vietnam. Yeah. I was not granted a visa to go to Vietnam just a few months ago. So I am now in a specialist. And my mom and my dad, they are like 85, 86. And I don't know if I have a chance to see them personally, physically. But that does not block me to get in touch with them. Because with the practice of interbeing, of non-self, I can touch them in my heart, in my body, and in their true existence. And I can breathe, I can walk, I can feel the presence in my feet, in my body. Even I can feel the tension and the pain sometimes in my body, and restlessness energy. I still have, because I know that this energy has been transmitted to me from my ancestors. They had gone through many hardship, wars, and fear and so on. And that is there in them, and they transmit it to me, so I learn how to take care. So one of the things I like to do a lot in the winter retreat is I learn how to walk relaxingly, let go, and allow myself to be healed, and to transform that restlessness energy in myself. And I learn how to accept. I have a lot of sweat in my hands and my feet, and I know that it's also from my heart, and the heart is also related to my restlessness energy and so on. I learn how to transform it, but also learn how to accept and as it is. So when you walk mindfully and you walk with joy, with happiness, with freedom, you can also embrace and slowly transform. And it is possible. And when you walk like that, wow, you can touch your ancestor, your parents, and you become one with everything around you. And this helps you to get out of that corner, darkness, the zone of darkness, of self, of separation, of loneliness, of confusion, so that you can be in the stream of life. And the teacher in you will manifest the truth, reveal for you to see, to experience. So I feel very happy and very peaceful so far in this retreat. And I know that I will have to go back to Thailand, experiencing the heat and the sunshine. But now I enjoy fully my time in Upper Hamlet and in general, so other hamlets, and my brothers and sisters. And sometimes I said, I shared to my sister, like one time when we drove on a van together, and I said that I don't expect anything more from Thầy. He has transmitted everything to us. Everything. Everything we need in order to work through and help us to transform ourselves, heal ourselves, and continue the journey of serving, helping other people. And that's why I said, I wrote something in my journal. I said, "Dear Thầy, don't worry. We have received everything, and we'll continue beautifully the path together." And when we come to the hall and when we enjoy sitting, just sit, enjoy the sitting. When I was young as a novice, I do a lot of sitting, and I always sit and expect something to happen. And even I sit in a lazy day. Every single lazy day, I sit. I don't hang out with monks. I was an aspirant. And among with my lay friends, and he's now a Dharma teacher, every time we come to this hall, it was about this half, the old meditation hall, about half of a size. And I always enjoy sitting. But I was making a lot of efforts to sit. But now I don't have to do that. I sit and enjoy sitting, and that's all. And let things unfold itself. And I learn how to relax. And I feel happy because I know that sitting alone is already luxurious. We have our back in good condition, our legs in good condition. Everything is in good condition that we can enjoy sitting. And sitting like that is already enlightenment. The problem is that when we sit and we want to make progress, we want to transform something, we want to arise to a deep state of meditation, of concentration, because in the book they taught us that. You have to enter in deep samadhi in order to become something, to arise to a full enlightenment. And actually that is maybe wrong. You don't have to push yourself into that kind of thinking. Just sit and enjoy the breathing in and out. And actually when you are enjoying and when you are there, and suddenly your body and your mind open. Open is mean that when you are one with your body and with your breathing and with the things there, the curtain of worries, of fear, of thinking will be put aside, and then things are clear for you. And when you begin, when your mind is clear, your body is peaceful, you see things very deeply, And sitting deeply is mean you have understood, you have understand the things in depth. And understanding help you to know what to do and what not to do, in order to bring happiness and joy to yourself and to the people around you. You understand your habit energy, and you learn how to transform habit energy. So winter retreat is that you learn how to recognize what kind of habit energy that you are having. It is so dominant in your daily life. And you learn how to take care of it. When you talk about, I want to have freedom, but what are you? What are you tangled of? What are you abiding to? What tie you? What bothering you? If you see that you are not bothered by anything, then you are a happy person. But if you see that something is bothering you, then you learn how to take care, embrace, look deeply, and transform, let go. And most of the time when you sit and you don't feel angry, you don't feel fear, you don't feel worries, and yet you are not happy. That is why when we normally say that when the Buddha is sitting with us, but we don't know that he is there. So mindfulness helps us to recognize that the Buddha is there. And when you touch the Buddha, happiness just springs up like that. And you have a lot of energy. Energy to sit, to walk. Energy to do things. You have a lot of energy to clean the toilet happily. Yeah, no complaining. Why is it so dirty? So and so and so. And I remember in a summer retreat, there was a man who first came and said, "Oh my God, I'm here to practice. I'm here to transform myself. I pay a lot of money. Why they put me into cleaning the toilet? And it's so dirty and so disgusting, you know." And the first reaction was like that. Then the second day, he just like doing it with still not pleasant in his mind. And the third day, he began to enjoy cleaning the toilet. And the fourth day, you know what he did? He was waiting for the time, the cleaning toilet time to come so that he can come and clean the toilet. So he completely feel happy cleaning the toilet. And that is the basic. So it's all in our mind. We learn to recognize, to let go. And when we live in the community, when we share rooms together, it's an opportunity. We learn how to understand each other deeper. We learn the limitation of each other. Everybody have our limits, and they have their limits, and we accept that. Then we'll be at peace. We learn how to respect, to have a mutual respect to each other. Because we know that everybody has something that we can learn, something that we can treasure. But everybody also has something that they are still working on, and they want to do something so that they can become better. So we respect that. We respect the limitation of each other, and we help each other to grow. And we learn how to listen to our conscience. We listen to ourselves. When we sit, when we walk, when we do things. And we also listen to our friends to understand their needs, their wishes, their difficulties, so that we can know how best to support and to love and to help each other grow. So when we listen, we don't criticize, we don't label, we don't condemn, we don't say this like this and that, this and that, this and that. She's like this and he's like that, so on, so on. Listen with a lot of love and respect and care. And we learn how to speak lovingly. So in Plum Village, there is only one way of speaking, and that's loving speech. Everything we say to our friends, we learn how to say so that we can create self-confidence, hope, and joy, what the seed of joy. And that is why the children, when they come to the retreat, they benefit from that. They never see elder people squabble, speak very loudly and harshly to each other. They feel that they see the elder people around them speak very lovingly, peacefully, so on, and they really enjoy that. That is why they said, how come our mom and dad don't squabble in the retreat and they squabble at home? And together, if we create that beautiful environment, then we can nourish ourselves, heal ourselves. And we can see and we can learn how to look to each other and see that he is in me and I am in her. You are in me, I am in you. And this is the profound teaching of the Buddha, seeing the nature of interbeing. When we see that he is not outside of me and I am not outside of him. We begin to set up a deep communication, and that's how we have a courage to come and to sit down and to share. If we see that he is outside of me and I am outside of her, we get caught into the discrimination, the mind of discrimination, and we can complain, we can criticize, we can label, and we are not at peace with ourselves and with the people around us. And if we spend 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks here in a retreat, and we are not able to do that, we are not in Plum Village, and we don't make any progress in the practice. And that is why in the winter retreat we also learn to minimize ourselves, to get in touch with internet, email, Facebook, so that we can really invest 100% in the practice. So if you're coming here with iPhone and smartphone and everything, then we learn how to put it aside. 1 week is not long, but it's not short. Yeah, it's about the quality. And when you go home, you continue the winter retreat, the spirit. Yeah. When you go home, you continue to listen to Thei's Dhamma talk. you come to the Sangha to practice, and you learn how to say no to certain television program and movie and internet, so that you continue the practice at home. And this is possible. And there are many lay friends out there. They are joining the retreat with us. They are practicing very well. They give wonderful feedback about Thei's situation and how they practice. And if we are here and we are not able to do that, yeah, it's a pity. So taking refuge in ourselves, taking refuge in the Dharma, the living Dharma, and taking refuge in the Sangha is our practice. Living together is the joy. And we learn how to let go our differences, our ideas and notions and so on, so that we can be part of the Sangha and we can learn how to build Sangha by our practice. And I think that it is possible to practice and to cultivate love, compassion, solidity and freedom in our daily life. I've been practicing looking deeply in the last few years, about if Thầy go, Thầy pass away, so that I can really learn how to touch the nature of no birth and no death. And I believe that many of our brothers and sisters, they are capable of doing that. We all are capable of doing that. As the poem has said, being and non-being, birth and death, is no longer concerned. Because when we learn how to touch the nature of interbeing of non-self, of no birth and no death, then we lose all our fear, our worries, and we can stand firmly on our feet and continue. And what is more important is that our step, Thầy reminds us, we should learn how to walk mindfully, how to walk with peace and with freedom. That is something that we have to remember. And one of the kids asked Thầy, how can I become a Buddha? He was only 8 years old. How can I become a Buddha? And Thầy said, easy. Do everything mindfully. And that is why in the song, being Iceland unto myself, he said, the Buddha is my mindfulness, shining near, shining far. So if we have mindfulness, we know that we have the Buddha. We have everything we need. So the truth is there in our hearts, in us and in everything. And if we are mindful, open our eyes, open our mind, we can experience the true reality of life. Touch that, then we will not fear of anything. We are no longer in confusion. We are no longer worries. And we can be a happy Sangha, a happy monks, nuns, lay person. So that is some basic principle that I would like to share to the Sangha, and also to remind me to practice. So Sister Hồi Nghiêm, who is giving a Dharma talk today? I said the Sangha give a Dharma talk. And she continued to ask me, but who represents the Sangha? I didn't answer. So, dear Sangha, this is a wonderful opportunity for us to see that and to prove that we are the wonderful continuation of Thầy. So thank you.